Hello everyone, I'm Ron Grant coming to you live and direct from Tortola in the Virgin Islands. You're watching 284 Media. Thank you so much for your time. The Lions Club of Tortola is presenting Vision 24, Serving Our Legacy, Shaping Our Future, which will be held from April 22nd to 26th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily. Joining me to discuss this initiative is Daffodil Sampson, Line President, along with past Council Chair Marvin Grant. A great opportunity, of course, Vision 24. You're going to hear all about it. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Angie, how can I get my claims paid quick? Rent's due next week.
CG processes 99% of claims within 5 days. Remember when I was hang gliding with those goats? I caught a gust of wind and flew right into a moving car. Every appendage was in the cast, and they paid fast and fairly. That's what I get for trusting a man with a mustache and an eye patch. Now I gotta go. I'm meeting the guy who bedazzled my toes.
99% of claims are processed within 5 days. CG Insurance. Good like that.
Orange alert! Fire is spreading across the BVI. The fastest, most reliable, and affordable fiber internet service is here for you. Look out for fire in these new locations: Slaney, Duff Bottom, Manual Reef, Seacows Bay, Albion, Hannah's, Palestina, Pleasant Valley, and Havers. Fiber is in your area. Call 444-4444 or visit a CCT store to find out more and bring it home. More locations coming soon.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. As mentioned, we are discussing all things Vision 24, being hosted by the Lions Club of Tortola. Joining me is Daffodil Sampson, Line President, and Brother Marvin Grant. Both, thank you for your time and welcome back to the studios.
Yes, thank
Thank you, Ron, and good morning
Good
to
to
our
see you.
listening audience.
Lovely. Now, as I mentioned, we're discussing Lion Club of Tortola Vision 24, what I would consider quite an impactful and important initiative. President Daffodil, I want to begin with you. Give us some background on this program. What is it about?
Okay, thank you, and thank you for having us today. Vision 24 is a project we are aiming to screen at least 2,500 persons, elderly persons, children, our vulnerable population, and persons who might be considered to be in need. Vision have been a cause that Lions around the world has been championing since 1917. We were tasked by Helen Keller to be Knights of the Blind. And since then, we have been executing programs around the world, trying to assist persons who need vision care, whether it's through surgeries, providing glasses, providing free eye screenings, because we know that the cost can add up. So Lions Club of Tortola have been screening children in primary schools for decades. We've been in existence for 52 years, and vision has been one of our major causes here on Tortola. We're just taking it a little bit step forward or further. This with Vision 24, where we're going to screen a mass population and we're going to provide free eyeglasses to persons who might need glasses, and anyone that needs further intervention, we will refer them to an ophthalmologist.
Understood. Now, tell us exactly the scope of the program, the dates, like I mentioned, and how is the registration process and signing up work?
Okay. We have partnered because, in nonprofit organizations like ours, we cannot do anything alone. So we've partnered with VOSH International. So their Ohio arm, VOSH Ohio, they will be sending 14 optometrists and assistants to the British Virgin Islands. These are certified optometrists. They own their own practices. They are volunteers with the organization, and they'll be volunteering their time and paying their own airfare to travel into the BVI. They'll be providing free eyeglasses, free shades. They'll be bringing their own equipment and their own eye drops and things that they'll need for screening. And we've also partnered with Unite BVI here on the ground to take care of all of the underground expenses for the team while they're here, providing accommodation, meals, and things like that. And also with Recreational Trust to use the multipurpose sports complex to execute these screenings. So we'll be set up at the multipurpose sports complex from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day from Monday, April 22nd through to Friday, April 26th, and we'll be screening persons and also prescribing glasses. it's important to note here that in order for us to screen any child, the parent needs to submit a consent form. We've been partnering with Ministry of Education. They've been supporting the project from inception, and we've been in communication with the schools. We've pre-screened over 2,000 children within the primary and secondary schools within the BVI, private and public. And we've identified at least 1,000 children that would need to see the optometrist for further examination to determine what the vision impairment are, because we use charts to pre-screen and the children cannot see the lines on the chart that they need to see. And we know that if you cannot see at that short distance, you can't see the board in school. It impairs your learning. So we are trying to find a way to help persons who are in need. We're trying to ensure that we're able to provide a service, not just screening, because our impact so far has been limited. We can provide the free screenings. We've worked with Tortola Vision in the past to provide free screenings in the primary schools, but our resources have been limited up to now as to how we can actually help the children that we've identified that need further eyeglasses, because you're wearing eyeglasses, and so you know that is not cheap.
Brother Marvin and I, we know exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly. So we've been limited in our resources so far in order to how many children we can provide eyeglasses for, how many persons we can assist with surgeries. So now we have the partnerships that we need in order to take it that step further, to not just to screen you and tell you have a problem, but also to provide a solution that when you leave the center, you actually you can walk out wearing your eyeglasses and actually being able to see and perform in school. And our elderly population, they'll have access to that same service as well. And those persons who are identified as being in need, who may not otherwise be able to afford the services that we're offering.
Well, Lion Marvin, I have to ask you, when it comes to Lions and its ability to push forward this project, which is, as I mentioned, very important, what does it mean for you to see this project come to fruition and help lead it with President?
Thank you, Ron. It's very important because I must add to what Line President said earlier before I get into the response, where she said we've moved this a little further. I must make mention that we've moved this a whole lot further, because in the past we would have screened one school per year, and as she said, we would have just screened and then given the results to the parents, and they would have had to take the next step. This year we've moved to all the public and private schools on Tortola, Just Van Dyke, and Anigada, screening all the schools there. She also mentioned the fact that the consent forms are required. Yes. Based on our statistics thus far, we have only received roughly about 40-45% of those consent forms. I want to take this opportunity to appeal to those parents whose kids would have been identified to ensure that you sign those forms. They are available online. Like President will give you the details as to where you can access that, so that we can make this project a great success. Our goal is to screen 2,500 persons, and we would really love to ensure that all our youths that have been identified get screened. Now, the importance of screening is that, vision is important. We go to school or we see children in school not performing as we would have expected them, and then we don't know why. And we blame it on all other things, sometimes other than a simple case where their vision is impaired. Through these screenings, we detect that. And once we are able to help correct, as we're doing in this case, then we are giving those children a fair opportunity to succeed in life. Yeah. So the impact is not just this screening now, it's lifelong. And of course, once they can achieve, the society will benefit because we will have productive citizens. Absolutely. And that is what we need most in these times.
Wonderful. Line President, I want you to go into detail again on the registration and consent form and how persons can access that.
Okay, so we do have a flyer that's circulating, and also you've been circulating. Thank you very much. On our Facebook page, we have that flyer as well, and also information. There's a jot form. You click the link and you complete it. It only takes a few seconds. I would reiterate that we've only received about 40-something% of the forms that we need. We have the highest population of children at Eunice Adams and also at Elmore Stout High School. And even, I think, Willard Wheatley and Francis Letson, we do need those consent forms signed. So if your child is attending those schools and you received a notification from the school that your child needs to be seen by the doctor, we need the parents to click that link, complete the consent form. It would come directly to us. We've made this as easy as we can for parents, in the sense that on the day of screening, we will prepare a schedule that will be shared with the Ministry of Education. On the day of screening, and you just drop your child off to school. That's all you do. You drop your child off to school as usual, you pick them up in the evening. We've been working with Ministry of Education to provide a bus service so that the buses go to the school, they collect the children from the school at the designated time, they bring them along with a teacher who will be supervising the busload of children. They will transport them to the multipurpose complex, and there we would screen, and then the teacher would round up the children and take them back to class. So we're trying to make it easy on parents. The jot form is an easy link, a few seconds, and then on the day of screening, there's not much that a parent would have to do. So we're trying to facilitate, because we know parents have to work and all of that. So we want to make it as easy as possible, but we do need our parents to do their part. Yes.
Now, one of the things that I have to ask you guys to speak on, of course, the Lions Club has had a program running where persons who want to donate lightly used glasses, perhaps can do so. Is that project still running, and tell us about it?
Yes, that project is still ongoing. We currently have a number of collection sites, Tortola Vision, Bolo's, Eureka Medical Clinic, I think Clarence Thomas, and there are a few others that I don't have the notes here right now, but we would certainly appreciate persons who do have old spectacles that they no longer use to donate them to us. I think we're planning to have a day of collection that needs to be finalized. Venue and time, all of those will be published. And that will be the last drive. Thereafter, we will put all of these spectacles together and we ship them off to a Lions Recycling Center in the United States. There they will refurbish them and give them out to communities where, the less privileged persons are. So their vision too would be much clearer and greater.
Wonderful. Before we go, I have to ask you, President, to reiterate the contact information, social media handles for the Lions Club of Tortola for persons who may want to get in contact with the club, any concerns, or perhaps jump on board and become a member of Lions Club of Tortola.
Oh, thank you, Ron. It is always important to serve your community. I know that you know that firsthand.
Absolutely.
Through your work and also through your volunteer opportunities and the club that you belong to as well. Clubs like ours, we understand that the government cannot do everything on its own, and through our respective networks, because with Vosh International and Vosh Ohio, a lot of the persons who are volunteering as assistants, they are actually Lions. And we have Lions on St. Martin. St. Martin Lions have executed this project 3 times as recent as in January. They've provided thousands of glasses to students, elderly persons in need on St. Martin. They've screened thousands of children and just persons in need, and provided that service free of charge. Now, our network, belonging to an organization like ours, you have those resources you can lean on. You have the expertise. They've been guiding us through the process as to what to do. We've been hosting meetings with St. Martin, with Vosh in Ohio, and basically walking us through, making sure that we're ready for what is to come. 1 week long of screening children, elderly persons in need. We're also screening teachers as well, and police officers have actually come on board. So it's important that we're able to extend our reach and use these resources to be able to impact our own community, because the government can only extend so far. NHI could only extend so far. So we want to make sure that we're able to provide the help that persons need. And we find great pleasure and satisfaction in it. So if you're not a part of a service organization, we encourage you to become a part of a service organization. If you want to volunteer with us between April 22nd and April 26th, we will welcome you. We need hands to be able to help manage the crowds in the multipurpose center, to help facilitate the screenings, and to help guide the children from one station to the next. So we need all of the hands we can get. If you're a retired nurse, or if you have a day off, or just a regular person who just want to be able to help and give back in some way, we will of course welcome you.
Wonderful. And
Well, Ron, our founder Melvin Jones has a famous quote that says, "You won't get far until you start helping somebody." So it's important that as individuals we seek to help the less fortunate within our community, and there's always somebody who's in more need than we are. So it's important that we reach out as best as we can with whatever we can to assist those persons. And service in a club like this is very, very beneficial to persons. You get to develop your leadership skills, because as you know, leading in a non-profit organization is a huge task. If we compare it to when you're managing within an institution where you're paying persons, you have challenges there.
of course.
Just imagine when you're not paying them, how much more challenges you can. And to see that at the end of any given year, you have all these accomplishments and successes speaks to your personal growth, because of course you have to manage all these people, you have to keep them together. So it helps with your personal management skills and all of that. So being a part of these organizations helps greatly in your personal development, and also the gratification of seeing those in need being served.
Absolutely.
I also want again to reiterate that we have not seen enough consent forms. I know sometimes parents can be very, very busy managing all the aspects of life. If your child would have been attending any of the schools mentioned by Line President, I think it's Enos Adams and Elmore Stout High School.
Willard Wheatley and Francis Letson as well.
Thank you very much. I would appeal to the parents to inquire from them if they were advised or identified for follow-up screenings. And if so be the case, then they should seek to ensure that they sign the consent form, because we really, really want to ensure that we meet our goal of 2,500 persons served during that entire week. Yes. I think the committee has also decided that we're going to extend it a little to those persons really in need, those persons who cannot afford to go get a spectacles at this particular point in time, because of course we are aware of what it costs.
Correct.
And any person who falls within that category, we would be most willing to assist them during this particular time. So I again put another appeal to our parents to ensure that those consent forms are signed and submitted to us, so that we can ensure that we have a very successful project and a youth population that see clearly.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you.
I would also want to add that our committee, we've extended the deadline to tomorrow, close of business tomorrow, Friday, for us to receive all the consent forms, because we do have to make arrangement with Ministry of Education to have the children transported. And they have to make the arrangement with the bus service. So we do need those numbers. So we need parents to complete the consent form by tomorrow,
Understood.
Friday.
Wonderful. Well, I want to thank you both so much for not only coming and stopping by, but of course, congratulate the Lions Club of Tortola for making sure that this initiative takes off. Of course, making sure that our youth and our elderly can see clearly. So Vision 24, serving our legacy and shaping our future, parents of students across the territory and persons who are in need of perhaps getting their eye screenings. They have, of course, broadened that to you. So you want to make sure that you take advantage of that. Have a beautiful rest of the day. I'm Ron Grant. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Ron.
Thank you.